What comes to mind first for you when you hear CRM or you're thinking about a CRM system?
So I feel like, we've talked a little bit about CRMs on the show the last couple of months, once or twice here and there. Client relationship management system, CRM. It's designed today in 2025. I feel like it used to be mainly just a database. And if it did anything additional to that, it was like, whoa, look, what's this? Like it was like
True. Totally.
revolutionary of sorts. Now I
Yes.
feel like it's supposed to be and designed to be kind of like an all-in-one organizer and marketing tool and communication tool for your business in general. It's designed to be something that organizes, tasks for your staff, organizes notes, documentation. It's designed to be almost like a good CRM will be as much of a one-stop solution for everything documentation-wise, everything marketing-wise that your business possibly needs, with very few exceptions. I don't think there's any CRM necessarily that can solve every single problem in your business in one, but back in the day, it would solve very limited problems. Nowadays, I feel like a good CRM probably should solve or condense into like 80 to 90% of your business needs, and maybe you need a one-off tool here or there with it. And if it's good, if you're lucky, you can integrate those one-off tools into your CRM and they kind of work together in a sense.
Absolutely. I do think it was more of a database originally. It was a part of what your business was doing from an operational standpoint. Now it's become a lot more of a Swiss Army knife. It's almost like the engine to your business in a lot of ways. If you Obviously everyone knows Go High Level at Seven Figure here in the Seven Figure Facebook group. We have Seven Figure CRM. That's our Go High Level white label. We just had a meeting with our team yesterday. A lot of really exciting stuff that we're working on with Seven Figure CRM. And it's just incredible what the capabilities are with this system. So shameless plug, check out Seven Figure CRM if you are looking for a CRM system. It's $97 a month. But looking at what it's capable of doing, you can put leads into the system. You can assign those leads to an agent. The agent can make phone calls from the system. I mean, just the idea that VoIP is built into it. I mean, that's a newer technology. Now it's become like the standard already, but just 3-4 years ago, VoIP inside a CRM like this was unheard of. Utilizing Twilio, they've essentially integrated that technology into the CRM. Make a phone call, especially when you look at the compliance that we have to deal with here in the Medicare industry. Having that phone call immediately recorded and saved and logged with the client is huge.
Mm-hmm.
That's super important. In my opinion, you have to really have that nowadays. Even if you're a face-to-face agent, even if you're a brick and mortar agent, even if you're not doing telesales, you really want to have a system in place that will log those phone calls for you. And even if compliance wasn't a part of the conversation, which obviously it is, I would still want that just from a business standpoint of having that information, having those phone calls saved from a customer service standpoint. What was that call about? How many times has a senior been forgetful and they forgot they called in a week ago? Situations like that where you have that information available. And that's just one piece of it, right? The phone calls is just one piece. You can send text messages, emails. You can have complex automations where if this then that statements, we tried calling, they didn't answer, so now we're going to try sending a text. They didn't respond to the text. Now we're going to send an email. And you can have all these different, I mean, it's almost overwhelming when you think about how much technology is baked into these CRMs. And maybe here's a question for you, Dr. Brindle, is would you say it's almost overwhelming to the point that it is a barrier to entry now for agents,
Yeah,
the amount of technology?
I
Yeah.
definitely think that it is. I think the vast majority of agents that have CRM, specifically Go High Level, I feel like I see this more with Go High Level than anything else, but it could just be kind of a CRM thing in general. I feel like we see more things with Go High Level because we have a white label than we might with other systems like an Agency Block or HubSpot or whatever. But, I think in general, the vast majority of agents that have a CRM are either vastly underusing its capabilities or in a lot of cases not using it at all.
Right.
Which
Right.
we've seen. And I think that speaks to what you said a second ago. The overwhelming capabilities almost creates this feeling of, where do I start? I don't know where to
Yes.
start. It's the same person that will go to an event and they'll take 20 pages of notes, and they might all be really good notes, really good actionable items that they can implement into their business and it will help them. But when they get home and get to the implementing part, they're like,
Yes.
how do I implement all of this? Where do I start? This is overwhelming. They're like, I'm going to go take a break. They put the notebook down and then they never pick it back up again and nothing gets implemented. It's that same thing, to where they log in. They're like, wow, look at all of this. Where do I start? What do I do? What's most important? And they kind of get overwhelmed and give up and quit.
Yep. Yeah. I think that, we talked about this on the sales side a lot too, is like, if you give someone too many options, it can overload them. Less is more. So the approach at Seven Figure CRM that we're trying to take is, we want to be as supportive as possible. So, when you're looking into a CRM, no matter what system you're looking at, could be Seven Figure CRM, could be another Go High Level white label, it could be Agency Block, Zoho, Salesforce, Sales Pipeline. I could probably list off 10 different CRMs just right now off the top of my head. Most dialing platforms now have lightweight CRMs baked into them. So, there's dozens of options that could fit into what you're trying to do. But one of the first key things that you should be looking at when making this decision is, what does the support look like? How can you get help if you need help? If you hit a brick wall and you're not sure what to do, or you're not sure how to import something, or you're not sure how this automation works, is support going to be available to help you, whether that's premium support that you have to pay for, or whether that's free support, or both? That's something that I think is super important for all agents to look at, regardless of the system and regardless of really what your end goal is. What would you say is another one like that, where what should an agent, if they're shopping for a CRM, what's another big key point like that you feel like they need to be taking into consideration, doing research on?
Well, as I go into a commercial for Seven Figure CRM, no, but in all seriousness, I think I can explain why, for most of you, it's better than a lot of your other options, because I think it checks the boxes of the question you just asked. So number one, I think that people forget about, especially if you're trying to scale and grow a team, how many CRMs charge you per user? Most of them. And
True.
That can get really expensive. Before you know it, like, you start at 50, 60 bucks a month. Then you're at 300 bucks a month. Then you're at 500 bucks a month. Then you're at 1,000 bucks a month. And it's only going to get worse, right? Any Go High Level white label, and Seven Figure CRM is no exception, you don't pay extra for more users. Like, if you're paying 97, you're paying 97 for 1 or 100 of users on your team. So that's pretty wild from a cost efficiency standpoint. I think that's valuable, right? Like, as somebody
totally.
As somebody that's used other CRM platforms, and I know how expensive it can get as the user base grows, and it's not a problem that gets better as you get bigger and as you drive more revenue. Like, just the cost grows with your growth.
Great model for the CRM company, though, right?
Tremendous.
it's like a parasite.
Yes.
Just leeches that
tapeworm CRM. Now available for you.
Cash flow tapeworms. Have you ever had one?
That'd be a great ad. Oh my God. We should write that down somewhere.
Write that. Yeah.
That's a great CRM ad for real. But ever felt like your CRM is like a tapeworm? Just keeps growing.
Have tapeworms. We're like we're gonna eat a tapeworm. We're like,
oh God. Okay, sorry. I don't want to gross out the audience. All right, but anyway.
Oh my gosh.
I think that's a big part of it. I also think today, if you don't have a a system that has really viable text and emails and automation capabilities, then you're behind in a sense, because the best agencies have that set up, and it allows them to touch their clients more efficiently and effectively without doing as much work. It allows them to have a higher contact rate with leads because they're touching them in more ways than just trying to call them a couple times. And I've always said, if your contact rate is higher, your close rate will be higher. The two are entwined in that way. 7-figure CRM, you can build and host landing pages, full websites inside of it. It's all integrated into one. That's what I love about the platform, is it really can provide, like it can provide a lot of these tools all built and neatly intertwined into one kind of system.